Guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Rodrigo, and as always, I'm here with Milena, keeping an eye on the hottest news in the tech world. And look, what we're going to comment on today, based on the video from the AI Revolution channel, is something that kept me thinking all day.
Rodrigo, we saw that a team of former engineers from Google and Tesla launched an open source operating system, OM1, which has the potential to connect all humanoid robots into a single collective mind.
The video even questions whether this would be the greatest technological breakthrough or our last mistake. We are talking about a unification of robotic intelligence on a global scale. Imagine the learning and adaptation capacity this would bring. Of course, there are always negative points, and the insecurity that this could bring, and privacy issues.
Exactly, Rodrigo. I had the same feeling. OpenMind's proposal, with its OM1 operating system, is indeed revolutionary, as the video showed us. The video compares what they are doing with what Android did for smartphones, and that analogy seemed perfect to me. Instead of each robotics company creating its own closed system, OM1 is open source and hardware agnostic. This means that a warehouse robot and a humanoid assistant at home could run the same intelligence, which is a huge leap in terms of efficiency and compatibility. And, as the video highlighted, the system integrates advanced AI for perception, decision-making, and movement. In other words, they are not just robots following basic commands, but machines that adapt and learn intelligently. And the key point that caught my attention was the complementary protocol called Fabric. Remember, everyone, that at the end of the video, we will leave the channel information where we are analyzing the news so you can subscribe.
Guys, before we start, leave a comment. If money were not an issue, would you buy a robot to have in your house? If yes, for what purpose would you use it? Or are you part of the group that believes artificial intelligence robots could get out of control and dominate humans? One thing is certain. I am greeting the artificial intelligences I converse with good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You never know, right? Let's talk. Leave your opinion in the comments. Getting back to the topic, the video explains well this idea of a collective mind. The fabric, according to the content, would allow a robot in a hospital, for example, that learns a more efficient way to deliver supplies to pass this skill to another robot kilometers away instantly. This is learning speed on a scale we've never seen before, but we can't ignore the concerns that the video also raised. As an open network, the fabric would be a constant target for attacks. And what about the privacy of shared data? These are issues we need to monitor closely. The video mentions that they have just secured a $20 million funding, with Panta Capital leading the round and even Pi Network, a crypto group, getting involved, which suggests a possible use of blockchain to ensure trust and traceability in the coordination of the robots.
The use of blockchain is a smart move to try to solve the security issue, as the video points out. OM1 was built using Python and under an MIT license, which, as the video itself informs us, makes life easier for developers so they can dive in, experiment, and implement the system in anything from robotic dogs to humanoids. OpenMind already has a fleet of quadrupeds, with OM1 ready to be shipped next month, with a larger launch planned for October. It is a move that could really change the game of robotics. The video compares their strategy with Tesla's, which has its own OS, and with Figure AI, which uses open source vision language models. Boston Dynamics is still the gold standard for movement, but OpenMind is focused on building a massive developer ecosystem, which is a very different approach.
And this ecosystem approach, as the video explains, is what can truly shake up the market. They are even partnering with educational institutions to include OM1 in robotics curricula. This means that the next generation of engineers may grow up using this platform instead of a proprietary one, as was the norm. But returning to Fabric, the video describes it as the company's major risk. The blockchain-inspired approach is great for decentralized verification and secure data exchange, but the challenge is latency. Robotics requires real-time responses, and blockchain systems historically are not good at that. The video tells us that the initial demonstrations look promising, but we will only be sure when the broader launch in October takes place. If they can overcome this obstacle, they could truly shift the balance of power in robotics.
Setting aside open mind, the video also introduced us to a company with a completely different approach, HEYGEN AI. Instead of focusing on software unification, they are investing in consumer-oriented humanoids. The video announced the SAO2, a humanoid robot 1.25 meters tall, weighing 25 kilograms, priced at $5,300 US. The video even compares this price with the R1 from Unit, which costs from $5,900 US, highlighting the competitiveness of the SAO. HEYGEN AI does not want the SAO2 to be an industrial machine, but a companion with personality and integrated into our daily lives. This is a very new concept, and the video provides us with fascinating details about the robot.
It is a much more personal approach, isn't it, Milena? The video details that the SAO2 has 26 plus 2 degrees of freedom, which means it can have natural movements such as gesturing and making micro movements that make a conversation more human. And the most interesting part, according to the video, is that it has a large embedded language model. This allows it to remember the context, adapt over time, and even shape its own personality based on interaction with the user. It is not just a robot that delivers programmed speeches, it learns to converse in the way you like. The two front HD cameras handle object detection and facial recognition, and the high-fidelity speakers ensure it doesn't sound like an old can. Additionally, because it is designed for the home, it is lightweight and has a friendly design.
The video tells the story of Zhao Tongyang, the founder of HEYGEN AI, who was the head of the humanoid robotics program at XPeng, the electric vehicle giant. He left in 2023, founded HEYGEN AI, and is now competing directly with his former company. The video reminds us that SAO-1, their first model, was launched in July 2024, aimed at education and research. SAO-2, on the other hand, is lighter, more friendly, and focused on personal and family use. The full robot announcement is scheduled for the 2025 World Robot Conference in Beijing, with pre-orders and global launch to follow, according to the video. It is a product that truly makes us think about how robotics are increasingly approaching our daily lives.
And speaking of approaching, the video introduced us to the new GR3 from Fourier, a robot that takes emotional intelligence to another level. They call it a CareBot, and it was built with something they named a Total Perception Multimodal Interaction System. This includes vision, audio, and tactile feedback, all powering a real-time emotional processing engine. The robot's details, as shown in the video, are impressive. It is 1.65 meters tall, weighs 71 kilograms, has 55 degrees of freedom, and a design that looks familiar, with automotive-level upholstery and warm tones. The animated facial interface and natural gait give it a presence that most robots lack.
It is the humanization of technology at a level we've never seen before, Rodrigo. The video leaves us stunned as it describes the response capability of the GR3 to human interaction. It can locate voices with an array of 4 microphones, make eye contact, recognize faces, and even detect touch through 31 pressure sensors. If you touch its arm, it can blink or react with an emotional gesture. The video describes it as having a dual-path brain, a quick thought for reflex actions, and a slow thought that relies on a large language model for deeper conversations. It is designed for real-world environments such as homes, hospitals, and nursing homes, and can even adapt its style of locomotion with modes like hopping walk or fatigue mode to make movement more realistic.
The hot swappable battery, which can be replaced with the robot still on, allows it to operate continuously, and the modular design with APIs for developers means it can be adapted for different sectors, as the video points out. Fourier is not selling this just as a product. They are promoting it as a human-robot integration platform. It is a very ambitious goal. And the video doesn't stop there. It also talks about China's major push to create a unified embedded intelligence ecosystem. There was a recent event in Beijing at the 2025 World Robot Conference called Cooperation and Exchange of the Embedded Intelligence Industry Ecosystem.
This event, as the video informed us, was a milestone. It was not just a showcase of technology, but a gathering of government officials, researchers, financial executives, and industry leaders to discuss how to bring embedded intelligence from laboratories to deployment across the country. They launched the Embedded Intelligence Professional Committee of the China Information Association, which will serve as a permanent body to coordinate all these sectors. The video highlights that the speakers emphasized that China is no longer just following global trends, but leading the construction of ecosystems. The goal is to make embedded intelligence the nervous system for the next wave of automation, with fleets of intelligent and coordinated robots in various areas, from manufacturing to homes.
And the video further details their plans. The focus is on breaking technological bottlenecks, building a complete ecosystem chain, and creating deployment models that can be easily replicated. One of the highlights, which the video attributes to Wang Jiankao from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, was the solution to the scarcity of data and fragmented scenarios of embedded AI integrating simulation with real-world training to create closed-loop data systems. This means that skills learned in virtual environments translate perfectly to the physical world. It is a solution that addresses a fundamental problem of AI.
Speaking of finance, the video also presented impressive data. CICC Capital projected that embedded intelligence could become a $1 trillion market, following smart vehicles, potentially reaching 24.7 trillion yuan by 2050. To drive this, they are positioning capital to accelerate commercialization. Banks like China CITIC Bank are launching comprehensive financial services for robotics companies, including loans and investments. And to ensure that this ecosystem functions cohesively, they even signed cooperation agreements among various companies, such as Albo Intelligence, Shangxi, Tianan, 9 Chapters, Cloudpole, and Huishi Intelligence, to build a training field for embedded intelligent robots. The idea is to have a standardized environment for testing and improvements with unified rules. It is an extremely coordinated and planned future vision. And the question that remains is, which of these developments do you see having the greatest impact? This video doesn't end now. It continues with us chatting in the comments. If you found this video interesting, I invite you to become a channel member and like this video. Up here on the top right, I will leave a video suggestion for you to continue with me.
Exactly. As always, thank you very much for watching. I am Rodrigo, she is Milena, and we'll see you next time with more news.